What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the football preview show. This is your preview for the El Clasico match coming up between Barcelona and Real Madrid tomorrow, and this will be in the competition that we call the Copa del Rey. Now, the Copa del Rey, for those who know, is the equivalent to the FA Cup. So for Spain, this is the FA Cup equivalent. So this is the Spanish FA Cup, so to speak. All right. They have different cups like the Spanish Super Cups, but this is a big one. See that big trophy right here with those big ears? Yeah, man. Copa del Rey. So, Barcelona has been playing pretty well during the season in the league, and credit where credit is due. They have found their footing after a bit of a rough patch during December and January. However, Real Madrid, I think it's about time that they kick into gear. They no longer have the Champions League to play for. However, they do have the Copa del Rey to play for. All right, and to save a bit of face, and for this season, as far as the high standards that this club has held its players, and more importantly, their managers by, we need to win this as Real Madrid team. All right, so a quick look at the head-to-head for these two clubs. Now, over the past 55 games, Barcelona has won 25, Real Madrid have won 20, and they've drawn 10 between both of them. Now, as recently as March 10 or March 19, 2023, these are the scores that these clubs have put up. 2-1 win to Barca, followed by a 4-0 win to Real Madrid. Barca bounced back with a 3-0 win. Real Madrid responded with a 2-1 win. Real Madrid again with a 4-1 in January 2024. I remember that one. It was a cup final. I think it was Spanish Super Cup. Yes, it is. Then it was another win for Real Madrid. So Real Madrid had won 3 on the bounce, a 3-2 win in April. That was in the league. But then ever since that, Barca has found a bit of a renaissance. 2-1 win at the Bernabeu. They've hammered Real Madrid earlier the last season at the Bernabeu as well, 4-0. And a 5-2 thrashing in the last Super Cup go around that they have. So lots of work for Real Madrid to do. And they need to get this ship in order and get this show in order so they can have their thing together and perform admirably, because the way that Real Madrid is performing, it does not bode pretty well for Real Madrid compared to how Barca is playing. Barca is still in the Champions League. They're way ahead in the title race. All right, so Real Madrid need to focus, do the right thing, and come prepared to win this trophy. Now, a quick look at the proposed lineup. For Barcelona, Wojciech Szczesny in goal. They have Martin at left back, Kubasi and Martinez at centre back, and Jules Koundé, another centre back, but he'll be playing at right back. Pedri and Frenkie de Jong would complete the two holding midfielders, but they interchange based on Barca's style of play. Rafinha and Lamine Yamal holds the wing. Dani Olmo in that important number 10 spot, and Ferran Torres is possibly going to be the starter there. Now, the only reason why I have Ferran Torres here as a proposed starter is he's a top scorer in the competition, joint top scorer in the competition. And unless there's something serious wrong with Lewandowski, share your thoughts. He may or may not start. As for Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe starts up front. Jude Bellingham plays behind him. Vinicius and Rodrigo should occupy the wings. Federico Valverde and Aurelien Tchouameni in the middle. Lucas Vazquez, Asensio, Rudiger, and Garcia would complete the back line. And the best goalkeeper in the world, Thibaut Courtois, will be in goal for Real Madrid. Now, for the top scorers in the league, as far as the Copa del Rey is concerned, for this season 2024-25, they are Ferran Torres and Endrick for Real Madrid and Barca respectively. Both of these players are on 5 goals. I think Endrick has no assists either, but they haven't played a lot of matches and they have been coming off the bench. These players should be looking to make an impact for their respective clubs and possibly lifting the trophy and one crying at the end. Hopefully, the one lifting it will be Hendrick for Real Madrid. A quick look at the Premier League matches that will be coming up tomorrow as well for the Premier League fans. Chelsea take on Everton at 6:30 at Stamford Bridge. I'm predicting another draw. Everton hopefully win, but draw between Chelsea and Everton. Brighton will host West Ham. West Ham has found a bit of form. Brighton may want to bounce back after the thrashing that they had received earlier. Newcastle versus already relegated Ipswich. Newcastle want to get into the top 4. They should be putting Ipswich to the sword. 3-0 Newcastle. And as for the Brighton game, 2-1 Brighton beating West Ham. Southampton facing Fulham. Another relegated team in Southampton. So they'll be hosting Fulham. They'll be playing for pride, giving their youths a bit of run out. And hopefully they can draw or pull a surprise on Fulham. But maybe 1-0 to Fulham. And finally, at 9 a.m., it will be Wolves versus already relegated Leicester City. Now, Leicester City, with the announcement coming recently that Jamie Vardy will be leaving, will be looking to finish this season on a high while they head towards the championship. Leicester will be playing at Molineux versus Wolves, who are now safe, possibly nothing else to play for, but they may want to leave one on Leicester, sending them down to the championship. I predict a 2-2 draw between these two teams. In other leagues that are coming up tomorrow, we will have a look at the Bundesliga. 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, Leverkusen holds Augsburg. At the same time, Bayern Munich will be kicking off against Mainz. Dortmund host Hoffenheim. Well, Dortmund play away to Hoffenheim. Holstein Kiel plays Borussia Mönchengladbach. Wolfsburg plays against Freiburg. And Frankfurt will be hosting RB Leipzig. Bayern Munich have a chance to go one step closer to securing the Meisterschale tomorrow. Leverkusen has a chance to keep them honest and push them to the end. Now, this may be a foregone conclusion as far as the league title is concerned. However, Leverkusen can keep Bayern honest. They can keep Bayern honest by doing what is in their hands, controlling what they can control by winning each match as they go through. But Mainz won't be putting up much of a challenge against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich, with all that firepower, they're fit. Michael Olise is keeping fit. No recent injury compared to when he was in the Premier League. Harry Kane is firing on all cylinders. Thomas Muller has found late form. Serge Gnabry and forgot his name. Leroy Sané. Yeah, man, he's been playing pretty well as well. Dortmund may want to try and climb the league, so they'll be maybe looking for a win. And finally, what are your predictions for the El Clasico match tomorrow? Personally, I'm speaking for a 2-1 win for Real Madrid. It's going to be a difficult match. Rafinha is on fire, Lewandowski is firing, and Barca's midfield is looking like the old Barca midfield. Yeah, man. Now, as for Real Madrid, Mbappe possibly suspended, but he may be back if it's not for suspension for La Liga and the Copa del Rey. Vinicius Jr. needs to find his form, but he's a big game player. He will step up in this match. Bellingham, the same is expected of him to come forward and do what's best for this mighty club. And we add another trophy to the cabinet and send off Carlo Ancelotti in grand style. Personally speaking, I do not want him to leave, but if he's leaving and he's coaching the Seleção, I have no problem with that as a fellow Brazilian self. Thanks everyone for watching. See you in a few minutes as we will be continuing our FIFA career mode or EAFC 25 career mode, where we will be taking the weakest team in England, trying to win the Premier League. We are coaching Bromley FC and we've had a pretty good start to the season so far, buying some free agents and trying to build this club up as we go into the grueling matches of League 2 competition. Thanks for watching everyone.